Hi, this is Miss Adele. I want to start lesson 2.4 with you. This is a lesson for third graders, and the name of the lesson is Rounding Numbers to Estimate. I'm going to look at box A, and box A has exactly 223 beads in it, and I want to make an estimate about how many are in the box. So I'm going to think about the number line I see here. And I see that this number line shows a 200 and it shows a 300. I'm rounding to the nearest hundred. So the amount I'm talking about in the box is either closer to 200 or it's closer to 300. And this 250 helps me figure out if it's closer to 200 or 300. So when I think about this number 223, I can put it on this number line. Let's see. If that's 250, then this is probably 240, 230, 220. Yep, I'm right. So I'm going to go forward 200, 210, 220. This is 230. That's too big. I need to come back a little bit. So this is 223. So I think it's going to be right about there on the number line. The distance from 223 to 300 is much bigger than the distance from 223 to 200. So when I round the number 223, I'm going to say box A has about 200 beads in it. About 200. I can see that box B has exactly 287 beads in it. And I'm going to take that number and put it on the number line too. See if I could grab it. 287 is bigger than 250, so let me count. 260, 270, 280. This is 290. 290 is too big. 280 is a little too small. So this number is going to go between the two. Oh, and I can see now that the distance from 287 to 300 is a lot shorter than the distance from 287 to 200. So I can see that I should round 287 to 300. So in box B, there are about 300 beads. I want to round the next box, and this box says 650. Well, I can't put 650 on this number line up here because this number line only goes from 200 to 300. So I'm going to use a different number line. And I can see that there isn't a 50 on this number line, but I think it would be right about there. Now when I round to the nearest hundred, my answer will either be 600 or 700. So let me grab this number, 650, and put it on the number line. And putting it on the number line is going to help me with my rounding. 610, 620, 630, 640, 650. Oh, it goes right there. Oh, I feel a little bit confused right now because when I look at this, my eye sees that this distance from 600 to 650 and the distance from 650 to 700 is pretty much the same. So I'm going to follow the rule, and the rule is 5 or greater, we round up. And that's a rule that's accepted by mathematicians all over the world. We've all agreed that if it's 5 or greater, we round up. So that's what I'm going to do now. 650 is going to round up to 700. Now, if I'm working on a project, I can estimate how much I have in each box and add that together. And if I can add these estimates together, look at all these zeros. When I round, I have all these zeros on the end. And it's really easy to add up all those zeros. Now I'm just adding in the hundreds place. And I know that 700 plus 300 makes 1,000. And I know that 1,000 plus 200 is 1,200. So with all the beads that I have in these boxes, I have about 1,200 beads. And that's math I can do quite quickly in my head. I'd like you to use your whiteboard, and I would like you to round each one of these numbers to the nearest 100. When you're done doing that, I want you to go on to the next page, okay? Okay, check your work and go to the next page. All right, I want you to take this number right here, 4,632, and round it to the nearest 100. I want you to figure out where it goes on that number line, and then we'll fill in these boxes together. So press pause and figure that out. Okay, you should already know about how to round 4,632 to the nearest 100. I'm going to take this number and I'm going to put it on a number line. And I know that 4,632 is less than 4,650. So it's less than 4,640. But it's more than 6,000. Excuse me, I keep saying 6,000. It's more than 4,632. So it goes there, up right about there. And I'm rounding to the nearest 100. So I'm pretty sure that this number is going to round down to 4,600. So here's what I know. I know that 4,632 is between these two numbers on a number line. I also know that 4,632 is nearer to than to. So 4,632 is, when rounded to the nearest 100. Okay, we're almost done. In number 10, I want you to round the number 68 to the nearest 10, and then take that same number 68 and round it to the nearest hundreds. Then do the same thing for 11 and 12. Okay, number 13 says, list 5 whole numbers that round to 2,800 when rounded to the nearest 100. Use your answer to mark an X on the least and the greatest numbers on the number line. So what numbers between here and here? This would be the least number, and this would be the greatest number. I want you to pause and figure that out. Okay, I marked the least number. 2,750 is the smallest number that could round up to 2,800. And now I want you to think about the biggest number that when it's rounded to the nearest hundreds is 2,800. Okay, I want you to pause and figure that one out. And then when you know it, click play and you'll see the answer. Okay, I hope you said that the greatest number that could round to 2,800 would be 2,849. All right, one more. I want you to do number 14 on your own. You're doing the same idea as number 13. And this time you are marking an X next to the least number and the greatest numbers on this number line right here that round to 9,300 when rounded to the nearest hundred. So this is your target right there. What's the smallest number that can round up to 9,300, and what's the biggest number that will round down to 9,300? Okay, press pause, do your work. When you're ready, press play, and you'll see the answer.